So, it's another week of your favorite crypto podcast, Sometimes Crypto.
The Unscripted Crypto Podcast.
Heyo.
What's today's topic of choice? Topic of choice. No,
All Things Dapps.
all things Dapps.
That could
I just repeated what you said.
okay.
That wasn't like, but yes, you're right. With what you're about to say next, you're absolutely right.
I don't know what I was going to say next.
You do know what you're gonna say next.
I don't.
That could be the podcast episode name.
I was going to say that.
I know that's what you're gonna
I
say.
was going to say that. He got it right. All right. Clip that shit.
All right, guys. Today's gonna be a good episode. We enjoy Dapps.
We use Dapps all the time.
Do we? All the time?
A lot.
Off-
Technically, yes.
Yes.
Technically, yes.
Technically correct.
Technically, yes.
Absolutely. But there's a bunch of them, and the technicality is not that fun. It's not a fun technicality.
What? Oh, the technicality?
Yeah.
No.
All right. So we're gonna have to define what are the differences between dApps.
So what's a DApp? Let's
And-
just get into what's
what
a DApp,
is
bro.
a dApp? Okay, yeah, it's an app, but it's
Like your phone app?
like a phone app.
Is that easy?
It's that easy.
Okay.
But the difference
What's
is
the D for?
decentralized.
Okay.
Yeah. So essentially, it's not hosted on a single server, but on multiple servers. In this case, we know that multiple server tech to be called the blockchain. I was trying to be smoother with that one. I was like,
God, that was so bad.
I was like, this is gonna sound funny, but then I was like, I got nothing.
It's okay.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
You'll get better at improv, I swear.
The improv, right?
You'll get good at it one day.
That's why we do this unscripted.
Exactly.
But yes,
So, like, are there levels to dApps?
there are levels to dApps.
Oh, really?
Actually, there's 3 types of taps.
Oh, okay.
Like level wise, the reason being,
I'm assuming level 1, 2, 3.
yes.
Like that, you see?
Like, type, yeah,
Look how easy it is.
yeah. It's that simple.
So, what's a level 1?
Type 1 is just decentralized applications are just like apps. An app is something with a utility, right? A software with utility, spread across multiple computers or servers. Type 1 dApps are blockchains themselves, like Bitcoin, Ethereum. Those are technically dApps because it is software being ran on multiple computers.
Okay.
Another characteristic of a dApp is that there are like coins or like something being traded amongst
A token?
being traded amongst each other for the sake of communicating information. So yeah, type 1 dApps are like blockchains themselves.
Yeah,
Bitcoin,
they're protocol.
Ethereum. And then type 2 dApps are like built upon the type 1 dApps.
Oh, so that's what they call layer 2, like Polygon's a layer 2.
Yeah. So
Or is that different?
I'm pretty sure Polygon is okay. So the way I was like understanding it was like,
Mm-hmm.
there's in terms of Bitcoin, there's a type 1 would be Bitcoin, type 2 would be stacks, and then type 3 would be like exchanges on the type 2, which is like Alex, like the Alex exchange. So that'd be a type 3. So yeah, Polygon
It's a type 2.
Polygon would be
built
a
on
type
top
2.
of ETH.
Yeah.
ETH is a layer 1.
Mhm. ETH would be layer 1, Polygon layer 2. And then
So the NFT will be a layer 3?
no,
No.
it's within those protocols. The entities lay within it.
Okay. So it's like a part of it?
It's just a part of it's just a part of it. It's the part of that layer.
Gotcha.
That's the way I've come to understand it. Those are like the 3 main type. Like at least as of right now,
That's
only
what you know.
Yeah, as of right now, I only know those 3.
If anyone knows any others, please
There's-
share with the
there's-
class.
Yeah, please share with the
Please
class.
share with the class.
Comment it on our last post.
Yes.
Dapps. And
It's
what
there.
are they? But yeah, I knew that was gonna surprise you. 3 types of dApps. You're like, wait, really? Kind of surprised me at first too, but I was like, oh wait, makes sense.
Okay.
And what, William? You know what I'm thinking right now?
What are you thinking?
Might have should have gotten something from Chipotle.
I,
Might have should have gotten something.
yo, did you just really interrupt the entire podcast to say that you fumbled the bags?
I got a little hungry. I got a little hungry.
I told him to order Chipotle for me because I haven't eaten until momentarily. And he went, he smelled the food, he wanted to get something, but they didn't have what he wanted. And now he's hungry.
Yeah.
It's only been an hour since I've been here too.
Well, it's okay.
You'll live.
I'll live.
I'm sure
I'll
you'll be
live.
fine.
I'll live. I'll live.
Actually, kind of off topic completely. BlockFi filed for bankruptcy today. Today's Monday, 28th?
28th
The 28th
of November,
of no. Yes,
2022.
correct. BlockFi filed for bankruptcy today.
Yep.
No, I said I just want to share. I have no other information other than they filed for
No more
bankruptcy.
crypto news for the.
No, I mean, if I'm honest with you, it's not like, okay, it's another exchange that went under
Another one that went under. Correct.
for the same
For-
things.
The time being. You come back from bankruptcy though, right?
Maybe?
Pretty sure you can't come back from.
Pretty sure.
bankruptcy. There's ways around it.
So question, is Binance a DApp? Or Binance have DApp aspects?
So
Binance, the Binance app, the exchange.
So it is.
I know it's an app.
It is.
It's DApp. Because it's decentralized?
Yeah, it's decentralized.
Oh, really?
Binance, the coin is decentralized. There should be multiple nodes. I don't know too much about Binance. Like I haven't really studied that
Right.
one. That one chain, I haven't really looked into it too much because since like the websites like are blocked here. It's like,
The Binance websites are blocked here?
last time I checked. Like again, when I saw it, I was like,
Okay, so it's been a minute.
it's been a minute since I've looked at Binance
Binance,
specifically.
okay,
Yeah. Like
fair
I know of it and I keep up with some of its news, but I don't use it, so I don't know.
Oh, I don't use it either.
I never, yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know if Binance would be considered a DApp. From my understanding, it is like its own chain, and it does have.
I know it has its own chain.
Uh-huh.
Well, I meant the exchange itself, the exchange app. Is it a DApp itself? Like, or is there like DApp
I
features?
don't think that exchange is a DApp. I'm pretty sure that's a centralized exchange.
Gotcha. You're right.
At least to my understanding, that's like a Coinbase.
Yeah.
Yeah. FTX type thing.
R.I.P.
Okay. But that's like the technical aspect of dApps. Most people don't really look at like the technical stuff. So like, what's the fun stuff with dApps?
Well, a DApp is anything, right? It just has to be decentralized.
A dApp is an app that's decentralized mostly. Yeah.
That's so. A game could be an app, a DApp. Not correction.
Yeah. You can make games into dApps, decentralized applications. So if there's an ecosystem within it and it communicates to a specific blockchain with some type of like user interface that's like appealing and easy to use without like code, I consider that like a dApp. Like it's like
Cool. So wallets are dApps, right? I know. I'm assuming that's a yes.
wallets are not dApps.
No.
No.
Hard software wallets are not dApps.
They're not dApps.
No. Why?
No, because it is a one instance running on your specific device.
Devices.
It's not distributed. There
That
are.
was a dumb question to ask. Now I
there-
think about
no,
it.
that's not. That's not a dumb question. It's actually a really good question. Because someone else would probably.
Not because my dumbass thought it was a DApp
No.
until like I realized I'm like, wait,
No.
centralized.
No,
into
wallets
one.
interact with dApps,
With dApps.
but
I know that much.
Mhm. But they're not dApps. Wallets themselves are not dApps. We can't say community wallets that are created by smart contracts for DAOs are dApps, or like the DAO itself would be a decentralized application.
Yeah.
But
It's
not
shared with the group.
yeah, exactly, but not like not wallets on your phone or
Yeah, I got you. No, it makes sense. Yeah, the entire aspect is it's a decentralized running application, meaning there's more than one person
Exactly.
responsible for maintaining it.
And anything that's going on within it.
Exactly.
Yep.
So what are some dApps that you've used?
dApps that I have used.
Yeah, not DeFi dApps.
Okay, yeah, because PancakeSwap, Uniswap,
Those are all
DeFi,
dApps.
and those are all dApps.
Yeah.
Correct. Those are all dApps.
What?
Which apps have? Oh, Axie Infinity. I didn't get into it too much.
Isn't that a game?
It is a game. That one is a game. I've when I realized that you could play games on the blockchain, I was like, I don't think I want to play regular video games until that's more common.
I'm playing the one that's like Hearthstone,
Yeah,
Gods Unchained.
Gods Unchained. You
It-
told me about it the other day.
So if you've played Hearthstone, those listening, it's identical.
It's identical. It's like
Very-
identical.
yeah.
You play it, you're like, this is actually Hearthstone.
Yeah, but the only difference is you have the ability to sell off like
Your cards.
Your cards.
So like, there's an open market for the cards.
Yeah, there's an open market to buy the cards. I saw the prices for those cards.
Some of them are pretty pricey.
Some of them are stupidly pricey.
Yeah.
Like the number, like the I just went to the highest. All like the top high cards were not below 45 ETH.
Top high cards.
Yeah,
That-
so like there's a
So
bunch.
like,
There a bunch, a lot. They were all above 45 ETH. I would love to see the trading volume on that. It would be surprised, but craziness, which it makes sense because also within the game you're able to earn rewards from playing like ranked matches.
yeah. So like, I think it was like not dust or like some type of like in-game currency.
Yes,
I'm assuming you use for either purchasing other cards or
I'm assuming I haven't earned enough
to mess around with it.
to if I'm honest with you, I haven't earned enough in reward game whatever to purchase anything yet, if I'm honest. But I'll let you know when I get there.
You know what I'm thinking about right now? Those games you do earn that reward that can be traded on chain and it can be traded for other assets. This is kind of off topic, but it's like similar, like it's on topic, but like a tangent.
But off topic.
Yeah, it's like
It's a tangent.
like
It's
a
what
bit
we
of,
do.
It's a bit of a tangent. It's like, would that have to be reported as taxable income?
Not until it's sold. It's sold for either maybe a stable coin or cash.
So okay, so the asset could come in as whatever it is.
So this is where it gets literally. This is where the blockchain. This is where the blockchain becomes blockchain.
This is
So
where it gets interesting. At least for the terms of like taxation purposes and like
So I
government
think this
involvement.
happened like they
because-
wanted to tax early on, like anyone, like because of these games you do earn a reward. If that reward is able to be sold for dollars, yeah, how tax? At what level do they make it for kids? Like because they talked about kids, if they were playing, they earned starting money.
Yeah, because
At
imagine
what point do they have to start paying taxes on
does a
it?
5-year-old have to start paying taxes on their income?
That was the
from-
entire conversation I was had. I don't know how it ended. I don't remember how it ended now. But I think it would only be the taxable event, maybe not from having the card, but either it being sold for the ETH. That would be one for sure. Maybe trading it with someone else and getting maybe,
Another card?
it's that gray spot where I have no idea how they're gonna do it.
That's gonna be wild.
That kind of brings back up. This is next week's topic, does it?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, this
That's
is
what
next
that's why it touches it.
Yeah,
But it kind of brings up the policy issues. I'm not going into depth with this. That's for next week, not this week.
but
But it comes back to all the KYCs. Why we have the travel rule. After X amount, you have to report it. Plays to that, it kind of goes. What point do we have to say that this card is worth 45 ETH,
uh,
but at the same time, it's also worth with current prices 45,000.
yeah,
I don't. Slippery slope, bro. Got no idea. I for sure. One thing, they're gonna get their cut somehow. They'll find a way to get a cut.
I know for a fact they're gonna try their hardest.
They're gonna find a way to get a cut.
I know they're gonna try their hardest.
I think I have an idea how they're gonna do it. Not I just thought about it.
Yeah,
So at least in the U.S., for sure, this can happen. If they do create digital dollar, depending how it's done, they make stable coins banned. Because
they
you don't.
banned stable coins because they have a digital dollar that
It's already does what that does. It's not necessary to have that.
Okay, I put a face first for
You have to put a face.
Yeah.
You don't want that.
yeah.
That's fine. I'm not saying this is what we want. I'm saying this is a possibility. Just
Okay.
because it's not the fun one doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, backed dollar backed Bitcoin. That's what I want.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the fun one.
A dollar backed Bitcoin would be cool.
That's the fun one.
That's the one where it would handle my concern with if the government wants to try to ban stable coins. Because stable coins to me look like an open market type thing. It is like who's best at keeping a coin stable
Yeah, now it's pegged to the dollar.
without having it centralized.
Now it's pegged to the dollar.
Yeah.
That's the issue here.
If it's pegged to the dollar, then
You can't have $2 fighting each other. That's
Not-
how the government's gonna see it.
that's how the government's going to see it. Absolutely.
The same way, exactly. That's how the government's gonna see it. So it's gonna be like, heck no. Same is gonna happen to every country with the currency.
Fiat. Okay.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying.
I think as time goes on, I come to think the fiat is just dead.
It's not that.
It's not dying.
That's fine.
Dying.
It's gonna be here for a lot longer what you think it is than what you want it to
Maybe,
be.
I don't know. I don't care how long it is here for, or how long it is, or if
It's gonna be the main
if it's gonna
player
change.
for a very long time.
That's fair. I mean, it's got hella power. It makes sense, but it's currently in a battle that doesn't look very favorable for it, from my perspective.
Favorable enough.
Favorable enough to keep it going. Yeah, to keep it.
That's all it needs,
to put up a fight.
That's all.
That is true. That is true.
But getting back to what I was trying to say, they get their own dollar, which is already being worked on. They ban stable coins. And then since the way you would want to convert is with stable coins, they'll just have a tax on stable coins on its digital dollar. And then that's it. That's where they'll take their cut. Automatically on chain. Some thievery.
In theory, there might be some taxes that you have to pay on your income created from dApps.
Maybe. But if you keep it on your wallet and all this and you don't move it, you don't sell it, then you can't get taxed
Because you're not using it.
because you're not using it.
Besides purchasing other digital assets.
Maybe.
Now, what do you do when physical assets become represented by digital assets?
That doesn't matter. It already happens in the art world, in physical art.
Mm-hmm. What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do I mean? People,
You buy a... Okay,
you buy physical art.
Mhm.
You say this piece of art is worth $10 million.
Mhm.
Who says it's worth $10 million? That piece of art.
Whoever bought it.
That's the entire point.
No. Whoever, like the person who paid $10 million sets the price.
Exactly.
Okay.
And immediately he can go and sell it and be like, oh, the new price is $5 million.
That's a new price, but that's not necessarily...
That's how you control a market. It's whales buying things in bulk or not. I'm saying that already happens in the art world where someone will give you an art piece saying it's worth $10 million. And then maybe it isn't or maybe it is. Doesn't matter as long as it was said to be.
Okay, yeah, no, that's not what I was referring to.
Oh.
What I'm referring to is you said that it's difficult to tax things, this income, because it is a digital asset that's not really represented by the US dollar, like the one in this in that game.
Oh,
Right? You can't tax this because it's not a dollar, it's not being spent on something. It just stays within your wallet for the game's purposes, like
Fair.
playing within the game. Now, unless you buy something with that, then you can maybe tax it.
that yeah, most likely.
Taxing some, like, let's say you buy, I think it's called flux. I don't know, whatever. I'm gonna use the word flux for now. It's a placeholder. It's a fun word. Flux,
Okay.
right? So you playing this game, you earn some flux, and at some point, flux has a value. It's a tradable asset within the game, and it's also tradable outside of
On the
game.
open market.
On the open market. In some future, I believe physical assets are going to be represented by digital
Yes.
asset, like
Yes.
digital representations, and in this case, NFT is likely. So if there's a deed to a property, for example, on the chain that someone's willing to sell for flux, that seems like a taxable event.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
That would be a taxable event. Yeah, for sure. Okay. Yeah.
That's kind of where I was getting at.
Yeah. That's what it would be taxed. It's the same way now. The tax you sold if you ever sold an NFT and you made money on it, you're taxed on what you made on it.
Yeah, but that's like capital gains. I think like
It is capital gains.
You flipped something.
It'll be the same idea. It's the same thing happens when you flip houses.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting capital gains tax every time you flip it.
Yeah, so one of them would have to be taxed as income, like if you're generating some type of income.
And the other
like
one's capital gains.
capital
tax.
gains, yeah. Okay, cool.
I feel like that was a much easier. We could have gone to that answer much easier.
Yeah, but we just had to explore
Our options.
ideas. Okay, so another DApp that I have used that's not like a DeFi or a game is a Foundation.
What's that?
It's like OpenSea.
Okay.
Foundation, like it's a marketplace.
So
NFTs, art, mostly.
So you can just say you use that OpenSea
OpenSea.
or what's the treasure trove? No.
Treasure trove.
Is that
Treasure trove sounds like one that you've directed me to a while ago.
token trove?
Token trove.
Yeah, token trove. That's what I directed you to. It's Gary has a project on there. There's a few people who do.
Yeah, that's what it is. Token trove for sure.
That's a fun one. Binance had not Binance. You sent one today, and I looked not today, a while back, and I looked into it. It's a Hookie, HOOKIE .io.
Okay, yeah.
They have a DApp. I didn't download because it had to be on my phone, and I didn't want to use the wallet I have on my phone for that. It's pay to learn, but with an app. Like you take a quiz and you earn their token called Cash.
Yeah.
It was interesting.
Yeah, because
And they go over like different things.
I'm assuming that kind of works like how the rabbit hole bounties work, where someone wants to teach people how to use their application. So the way they're going to do that is by investing in in training, I guess, like onboarding people via that decentralized app Hookie.
So for onboarding,
Yeah, for onboarding.
definitely.
That's what that is. It's just onboarding.
Same as Rabbit Hole DAO.
Yeah. I don't have a specific name for this because this is like someone's starting like their own smart contract, like their own DApp. I don't remember what it was called. This was a while ago. I stopped following the project, but essentially it was just the person was trying to decentralize Instagram. So like you post a picture, but to post a picture you have to spend like X amount. You have to mint it onto the chain, right? To a degree. Like
So you have to pay a gas fee.
you have to pay some type of gas fee using the native token. And then for every for you to like the picture, you have to you just send one of those tokens essentially to that person.
But how would you earn the token?
So you could earn the token by posting and someone liking it. So like, let's say posting costs 5. I'm telling you, it's been a minute. I don't know what tokenomics he was going with.
Yeah, but things like that, like on-chain projects.
So here's what I do remember. There was a max token supply that he created, and you just had to convert Ethereum to the token supply. To you had to mint some of that token by burning Ethereum to a degree. It's like, okay, I'm gonna convert Ethereum to this token and have an X amount available. So just like buying into like the initial supply of that token.
Oh, the token.
It was an ICO.
Yeah. That was illegal.
Maybe
Definitely.
that's what yeah.
Their regulations will come down and be very striking. Like especially for dApps, like now going into DeFi, I wonder how those are gonna play out in the future. If the government, I am assuming if the government doesn't find it sufficiently decentralized, they'll try to maybe shut it down if it's not sufficiently decentralized.
Yeah.
That's the entire thing.
Yeah, because you know what? Think about it. That probably was a little not. It definitely wasn't following regulations because I was thinking, I was like, okay, well, this is the only person working on this project. If something happens, like the project dies, can't really do anything about it.
Yeah. No, it would be illegal.
Mm-hmm.
What he was doing could have easily been illegal. Sorry, buddy.
No, I mean, I literally just did it just to see how that worked. I was really new. I was like, yeah, $10. Let's see what happens. I just mostly because out of the okay, so it wasn't I wasn't super sold on the project itself, like on the guy. I was like, oh, this guy's gonna make it.
Mhm.
Like, I was just like, okay, this is an interesting application for what blockchain has to offer. I was like, what are the steps for this? Like walk me through it just to see how to walk through it.
No, yeah.
I didn't feel like I got scammed. I felt like
No, I wasn't saying. Oh, I didn't mean you. Like,
Oh,
oh, good luck. But like, I meant him.
Oh yeah, him.
Not
Okay.
you.
Yeah, I was like, sorry, buddy. I was like, no, it probably wasn't.
I don't know. Oh, I didn't know you got scammed.
No, I didn't get scammed.
Oh, you didn't?
No,
I thought you said you got scammed out of like $10 or something.
I didn't get scammed. I was
Dog,
really
you let someone scam you like that?
this guy.
Nah, we're kidding.
Yeah, you got jokes. It's funny. All right, no,
I heard him. He gave him $10 for free instead.
Yeah, here, take my money.
It's okay. We like giving it away sometimes.
But yeah, those are like the 3 that I've used mostly. There is another one that I do plan on using in the future, but I'll talk about that one in a bit.
Why in a bit?
Cause in a bit.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That's why. I'm kidding. Yeah.
Okay.
Have you used any?
Yes, I use that.
Oh, that
The gods and change for the game. A lot of DeFi protocols, if I'm honest.
DeFi's are like the most common.
That's the
ones.
most common way to use it. I mean, I've looked at decentralized exchanges. Those are dApps,
Mm-hmm.
but I haven't.
So there's also like a lot of, like just a lot of games is one thing. Like right now, that's
Yeah, there's also like I tried creating an account to get onto like one of these music dApps,
mm-hmm.
but you need to connect to your Instagram to create the profile, or like an easier way to create the profile.
yeah. So
And
like,
I attempted to do it, and it didn't want to work.
oh really?
Like the connection didn't work, so I tried. And then I was like, I don't feel like going through the fact of creating an entire profile account right now to sign into like a music app.
Yeah, it's not. It's a little struggled. So
It was a little tedious.
right now, I feel like people are still trying to like really develop stuff and like learning all the
Nuances.
nuances of it. That's a good word for it.
I mean, a good like okay, so like today's post was the DApp radar.
Mm-hmm.
That DApp is well, it connects to everything.
Is this a dApp though? I don't think it's a dApp.
It connects to your wallet, and then from your wallet, it tells you where your money is, where your assets are allocated.
But it's not. Is it decentralized?
Maybe not. You're right.
Yes. Yeah. Because it could have.
Yeah, it could have
communicate to
blockchain features, but it doesn't.
It
Yeah.
has to be a dApp.
So I mean, I guess what do we call it? Decentralized? Yes, it's more than one.
So for it to be decentralized, the code itself has to be running,
Mm-hmm.
like has to be like on chain for it to, like not the code itself, the execution of the code it has to be noted on chain.
Yeah, but it's still centralized if it's one person.
Yeah, if it's one person, it's yeah.
What I'm saying is, if it's two people, is it decentralized? And one's here, one's in Brazil,
It's not very decentralized.
but it would be considered decentralized.
I suppose so.
Okay, no, I wanted to see what was like how much computing power would be required for it to be considered decentralized. I asked because that's a question that they had to go through with Ethereum and with all these other things.
Oh yeah,
Of course, if it like Ripple, Ripple is on chain. It's decentralized, but it didn't start like that. It was an ICO.
Mm-hmm.
It was all the coins were already minted. They held it all. They sold it.
That Ripple case is an interesting one.
So that's why I'm asking. I'm like, so if it were to do this, would it work?
Yeah, I see why you're asking. It makes sense why you're asking. Like any applications running on what is this
I think that's gonna be what
crypto.com?
what happened with
Crypto.com has its own chain. It's called Chronos.
Chronos. Yeah.
Yeah. If you build an app on Chronos, but is Crypto.com centrally owning Chronos, or is that decentralized also?
No idea.
It all depends
I
on
don't use crypto.com.
I think okay, so it probably depends on like on the type one, type one DApp. How decentralized is the type one DApp? The one that's just the chain itself, the blockchain itself, Bitcoin, Ethereum, EOS. How decentralized is that? Then from there, the type 2 and type 3 would be different layers of decentralization to a degree, because maybe there are some dApps that aren't very decentralized.
That's the other thing. How efficient, like, dApps make sense, but when doesn't it make sense for it to be a dApp? To be a decentralized, yeah.
So like the drawbacks of dApps?
Nah, you can say that.
If the chain is too slow to keep up with it, it doesn't make sense.
Like, for an example, you would have Macy's, the Macy's app, using specifically Macy's. That's an app. You log in, you can go shopping, or you can look at it through the web browser. But if I just want to go in and look, I can do that. With most apps, it's not. You can't really go in like all the way to the pricing to continue further. Like, you're stopped. Does that make sense?
I don't know. Like, okay, so in Macy's, you go to their website.
Correct.
So you start scrolling through their website.
I can look at everything. I can go all the way up to purchase. Nothing happens. Right? But with a dApp, for me to use it, depending on what it is, I have to log on. Like, I have to have a wallet logged in immediately. Like, to play.
But not for Macy's.
But not for Macy's.
Like, okay, no, I'm saying.
So for
let's say if Macy's did.
Oh, for if it did do a dApp?
Yeah, but like OpenSea would be like equivalent to Macy's right now. It's the closest thing, right?
It's a shopping.
It's a marketplace. You're looking at, you see the prices, you see all the information, just can't purchase it.
So like, I was comparing like the game to like the game. So better example would be if you compared Hearthstone. It was no dApp. It was just a regular app. And then you compare Gods Unchained. The difference is that you need a wallet connected to play the game. Because if you don't have the wallet connected, you can't play the game because the rewards have nowhere to go, and you're gonna get paid out rewards.
Correct.
Right. So will there be?
Is there an example in which?
Will there be a moment where you're gonna just want to play Hearthstone, like Gods Unchained, that you just don't need to have it connected to earn the reward, or will I always have to have it connected? Make sense?
To a wallet?
Yes. To use it, to have the full use of it, accessibility.
So that goes into like how decentralized is the game, is that dApp itself? Because if the game is like being ran, this goes into next week's topic, I believe. That if this game's code is just being executed on a centralized server, where it's like, oh, these people are in a current battle, like you don't need so essentially you don't need to broadcast each move onto the chain. So that's
just the final result.
Just the final result. Who won? Maybe you might want to include by how much, or how many times,
maybe
or some other random information. But who won? This is the key information. You don't need to play, oh, this person played this move, this person played that. It's just these two people got into a match, and this is the winner. These are the rewards, and then these are the rewards created from that match. You don't need to broadcast all the transactions. So if someone is playing the game, but doesn't have their wallet connected, all that would happen is that specific game, Gods Unchained, would have to have the rewards go to a central wallet that's controlled by them, where they owe you those rewards, depending on the terms and conditions of their agreements and stuff like that.
So it's a very it varies on case to case.
Yeah, it's gonna vary.
When would like it be fully? I see. It makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, because you can't, like, let's say you want to export something out, like, I don't know, it'll be, at that point it'll just be custodial.
Yeah.
Like they're taking care of it. But yeah, no, I'm glad that you brought up the music thing, because actually the other one that I was considering, not considering, The one I was gonna bring up, I found out about it today. It is called Boomin. It's in beta. Essentially, what they're trying to offer is a proof of
Ownership?
not proof of ownership, proof of sound.
What?
Yeah.
What? Okay.
So I think this might be like when we first started the podcast, one thing that I had in mind is like we need to try to make this and as soon as possible better on a Web3 solution. And I think this is a pretty good Web3 solution that might I'm pretty much proposing you something right now as a
Are you trying to sell me on something?
it's an idea.
You're trying to sell me.
It's an idea. It's an idea. So proof of sound. Essentially, content creators would embed some type of NFT within the content that they're producing, so that whenever someone goes through the content and processes X amount of time of that content, an NFT gets minted onto their wallet or gets minted, likely into their wallet, as proof that that user listened to the content. Now, why would someone want to do that, or why would we want to do that, right? Essentially, it incentivizes the listeners to follow, to like just stay in and listen. So us as podcasters, we detach NFTs or tokens during the live stream or during our upload process, and at the end of the video they would get airdropped an NFT. Oh, they listened to episode 13. Like, it's no longer just, oh, I listened to the episode. It's, I listened to the episode and I received a reward for it. Which is something that we could use in the future as some type of internal ecosystem for us. Like, oh, you listened to over 100 of our episodes. The specific use case that I thought was cool was for like school. Like, if someone's trying to learn a topic, oh, go through this class. Like, for example, would be the driver's license.
Mm-hmm.
To get a driver's license in Florida, you gotta go through like a 4-hour course.
That's in most places.
In most places. Like, prove on chain that you went through the 4-hour course, because at least there's a lot.
Don't do that.
Don't
Don't do that.
There's a lot.
Don't do that. I don't want that. Those are the type of things I don't want chain on. I don't know.
Why?
Negative.
Why not?
Because I didn't have it. I'm not. It's something. I got my license. Don't matter. Because I didn't do that 4-hour course like that. I got my papers signed and kept them walking.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't trying to do that. No.
Got my papers, kept it walking.
No. Negative. Anyone, I feel bad for anyone who had to sit through it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad I did it. Not once.
You didn't have to sit through it?
Nope.
I sat through it.
That's your fault.
That's about it.
Yeah.
But you're supposed to take a test after. I didn't take no test.
I didn't have to do that. They just signed my papers and said, here you go.
No, nice.
I was like, thank you. Negative, my dude. I would not want no DMV 4-hour course. You're crazy. If anything, that's worse. It makes it so much worse for people.
How?
Yeah, maybe not for driving. Maybe not.
So
I don't know, but I don't.
it also works with politicians. For politicians. So essentially,
I like where they were going now. Let's see how we can regulate. Why don't we regulate the non-regulated?
right? Okay, so
Like,
check
why
this.
you want to regulate the regulated?
Check this. Or politicians, or better said,
No.
the people reporting on the
Nah,
politicians.
politicians.
People reporting on the politicians.
What about what? No.
No, check this. Check this.
Okay.
So a politician would post a speech that they're giving out, so they know what they said, right? During their speech, whoever listened to that speech would get an NFT saying, okay, validating the person who listened to it. So we know, okay, one politician says a bunch of stuff, X amount of people has an NFT saying, oh, I heard what he said. She said, whatever. To a degree, you could trust that person. But now you also have proof that there's other people who heard the same exact speech that you gave, that you listened to, and now you could validate. These people could validate what you're saying.
It has to be written.
Doesn't have to be written.
Anything that's done by words, unless there's video evidence that it occurred,
or audible
or audible, not but not by a person's recollection.
Not by personal. What do you mean?
Okay, so exactly how you're saying that. You know how many times that happens between you and I? That I say you said this and you say you didn't. If I got an entity every time you said something that I and it did that, it doesn't matter. I could get the NFT saying, and I could say, "Oh, you said this." You can still be like, "No, I didn't."
Yes, I could be the only person, but
the group, unless the thing is with stuff like that,
it's
but masses can sway themselves to believing one over the other.
Oh, like as in like oh, he didn't say that, but he did say it. And the majority would
doesn't
agree?
matter. It's not this it's not foolproof.
It's not foolproof.
It leaves room
for
interpretation.
That I would agree. It's not foolproof. But I think it's pretty interesting.
It adds validation, but can also add validation saying it like for the opposite. Saying more people people heard all this and we disagree more now. Because now we can't agree if he actually said that.
You're not agreeing if the person said that or not. You're just validating what the other person said. Because it gives you like a percentage of more validation on what you know. Like if the other person said what if this person who's what's that word?
There's a lot of words.
The word I'm looking for is like reporting. If this person's reporting that so and so said this, I have to a degree because since I heard it, some type of validation, like okay, this person's authority, some type of authority to be like, oh, this is valid.
And what I'm saying is the human memory, if it's only by memory, that's on my own.
Yeah, if it's only by memory, then yeah, it's not.
If it's only by memory, it's fallible. Because you can remember something, but it doesn't have to be necessarily accurate, is what I'm saying. That's it.
Yeah, if it's written down, once it's written down, it's a whole different story.
Once it's written down or there's video of someone saying it, completely different. But the thing is, when it's he say, she said, even if you have someone who saw it, that person could be wrong. The person who saw it.
They could be wrong, yes.
Or
but the idea is that if it's if it's highly decentralized, there's less likelihood of so many people being wrong.
I don't agree with that.
You think just the majority of people are?
No, I'm not. I'm just saying.
I don't know, because that goes into like science of.
Because you're thinking about it. We have cases we have video evidence of things, and people are still not sure if that's truly what happens.
True. I know, like Mandela effect type stuff.
No, like George Floyd type stuff. Rest in peace. Yeah. But there's video of what happened, and people still debate what happened, and there's video of what happened.
Yeah, I see. No, that goes into like psychology and like.
Yeah, you can't get more like onto that than we saw X occur, and then people are still saying X didn't occur.
X didn't occur. Correct. Yeah.
So I agree. It would be great, but in a perfect world.
Yeah, but like no one.
But it would help. Like, it would help the problem for sure.
I think it would help, but that's about it.
There's some famous guys. I should probably remember their names more often. But he gave his quote is, "There's no solution, only compromises." If someone knows who that is, whoever listens, that guy, he's onto something.
No solutions, only compromises.
Yeah. Maybe.
All right. So I actually found out about this Boomin network, Boomin Dapp, through one of the group chats that I'm in. This coming week is a very big week here in Miami.
Art Basel.
Yeah. So people just finding stuff to do, like getting out there, making moves. And I don't know his name. He goes by Boomin. Proof of Sound. And this guy decked out a car. Look, I'm gonna show you pictures. He decked out a car, and he's like,
there's a DJ.
Yeah, so
a mixer in the back.
Yeah, so he pretty much put out in the group chat. He's like, "Hey, if you guys ever have an event that you're hosting that has an open space right in front, let me know. I might be open to sliding."
This is crazy.
So I shot him a DM.
That's expensive.
So I shot him a DM. It's a pretty cool setup he has. I shot him a DM to see if he's interested in coming to our event.
What do you mean? You really threw out our guy like that, like out the window?
What do you mean? What do you mean threw him out? I invited him in.
No, not him. You threw out our other guy.
No. This is like the other guy would be indoors. This is an outdoor thing.
Yeah, no one's gonna be indoors when you got this out there. This thing looks wild.
Open market, dog.
You right? That looks crazy. It's a decked out car with stereos with speakers up.
It's like
on mounts,
he
everything.
removed the top.
Yeah, he chopped it off.
You just chopped it off. It's not a convertible. You just chopped it off.
Yeah, it's not necessary at that point. He has a full-on mix set in the back. Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Yeah, so I just shot him a text to see if he's interested in going. Because I at first I was like, okay, what's this about? And I saw that it was a pretty interesting application for content creators. I was like, you know what? Yeah, let me invite him out. Best case scenario,
Shows up.
I learned. Yeah, he shows up and I learned. No, that wasn't the best case scenario.
Oh no.
Best case scenario is I learned something when talking to him.
Oh, I thought you just wanted him to show up. Okay, bet. My bad. I didn't know that's where we're going with this.
But yeah, that's
So where do you see the future of Dapps going?
the future of Dapps. There'll probably be
I have a few that I would wish that I wish could be that I wish could be Dapps.
What would you wish to be dapped?
So Elon, when he was buying Twitter and Sam wanted to buy it, he said how I don't want Sam to be a part of it. All he wants to do is bring Twitter on chain. I thought about it. It's too much work. It's like a small conversation they had, if I remember correctly. Well, interaction with that. Which, in the moment, to do Twitter right now after he just bought it for the price he bought it, it would be too expensive to do.
It'd be way too expensive. It would be too expensive for the users. Depending on the chain that you use, like that's what I'm thinking.
So that's why
a lot of volume.
So that's why there's multiple things I wanted to see if we could address.
Mm-hmm.
How would that work? So where do you think we would be paying a fee, or where do you think the user would have to pay to be on it? Like to tweet, it doesn't have to be Twitter, specifically just like a decentralized like social media platform that does live on chain. Yes. That you can ideally have it as free as possible from censorship.
So my thing is mostly where, because I kind of went over this with the one I was talking about, like decentralized Instagram. It's just, where's the coin being generated? What is the issuance of the coin? That's the main issue that I see.
So why do you have to issue something? That's why I don't understand. Why can't you just put it on chain without issuing something?
Because okay,
you're saying no, but you see, you're thinking of building a completely new chain to run it on. I'm not thinking that. I'm thinking building it on something that already pre-exists.
It's like gods have chained. You pay a match at some point, you earn.
But I'm never paying a fee.
You haven't paid a fee.
But yeah, I'm only probably gonna pay when I go to buy something, or when I go to use it on chain.
So like, here's the thing about the gods and chain thing that I still don't understand yet. What gives that specific? I think I used the word flux. I don't know what it is.
You use flux.
What gives flux value?
The fact that you can buy
how much of it there is available in the market.
The fact that there is a limited supply because you only earn it by rewards.
You only earn it by playing and winning the game.
Exactly.
How many games are being played? How much is being issued for each win?
Well, that you have to look at the tokenomics of the token itself.
That's what I'm saying. What are the tokenomics for this decentralized social media looking like? Where's the coin coming from? Where's the flux coming from, William?
Well, I was even thinking of having a coin.
You need a coin.
I don't agree with that. Why would you need a coin?
Because where are you gonna pay for minting something on the chain?
What you're saying is I'm not saying you need to build a coin. I'm saying you can use something that already exists.
Okay. What?
I think this is when the Bitcoin maxis might have a point.
Yeah.
Lightning.
Or just Bitcoin in general.
Bitcoin's too slow.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're right. But Lightning is Bitcoin. But yeah, Lightning.
Yeah, but Lightning is not Bitcoin.
Okay, Lightning.
But
yeah, you're right. Lightning.
I think this is where the maxis have a good point, and a social media platform on the Lightning Network.
That's where it's at.
It's cheap to run,
Mm-hmm.
and it's fast as a mother trucker.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just think you would only be it would, to me, the way I've seen it is it's only everything's free, but you have to pay to set up an account, one-time fee, or maybe a monthly fee, depending on how it's set up, of course.
That'd be for like the maintenance of and upgrading
exactly
the platform.
Correct.
That's all that would be, which makes sense because the transactions itself is simply for keeping the platform running.
And then you can have different things that within the app, if you want to have.
But the Lightning thing is where it's what I was trying to refer, was what I was getting at. It's like there needs to be transactions being made for it to be considered a chain.
Of course.
That's what I was getting at.
That's what I'm saying. But I thought you're taking it from the perspective of build its own new coin or new ecosystem. I'm saying use one that exists that has value.
Yeah, you could do that also, but like you need to build on one that exists. I mean,
Lightning, it's fully decentralized. Not one entity has control over it, and it's used by the people.
So that probably exists already.
I really tried looking for these things. Trust me. When I don't know how you found the one you found, I barely know how I found the ones I found. But looking for dApps is not easy. It should be easier to find dApps.
You think?
I say yes.
Okay. Well, I don't know how good my skills are, but I feel like it's not super hard to find.
You talking shit over there, Doug?
I feel like it's not super hard. Okay, so I guess.
Well, I was looking specifically for podcast hosts, but if you want to make it more difficult, I was looking for
the podcast one is the one that's the only one that I was able to find. Recently, I found it today actually.
I didn't find. I looked, bro. I couldn't. I tried wording it 10,000 ways. I had no dice. I just smacked the microphone.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Does that Dap Radar not have Bitcoin on their list? Give me 1 second. All ETH. No,
I don't think so.
Nope. Bitcoin's not on the list. Oh, wait, they have an other?
That might be there.
So, I forgot to mention of another dApp that I know for sure I used, or interacted with. I don't really use it, but ENS, Ethereum name servers.
Oh yeah.
So it's pretty much changing the service that dApp provides is changing your long ass Ethereum address into a name. Like if we wanted one, sometimes crypto.eth, for example.
For ETH, yeah.
Still, that's super long, but still, it works.
Yeah, that's just because we have a long name.
Yeah. Something that was like popping off a while ago was 5-number ETH addresses for zip codes.
What?
The market for 5-number ENS addresses was going off for a little bit.
Did you buy yours? Yours?
No, they're I found out a little late. They're all pretty high.
What's pretty high?
I don't remember, but I know I was like,
you chose to forget?
I chose to forget.
Okay.
I chose to forget. I was like, you know what? This information will be saved on chain. I'll just check it out later.
That's funny. What's our time?
We're about reaching the hour mark, actually. But yeah, I feel like there probably will be some type of app built on Bitcoin for social media.
I think a social media platform built on Lightning Network makes sense. At this point, I think it can even be cheap enough to where if you wanted it to be almost free, it could be.
Almost free. Yeah. Essentially, next to free. Next to free, we could say. Not quite, because it is going to cost a Satoshi. But I think $1 is worth like 9,000 Satoshis right now.
But that
$1, 9,000 Satoshis. It's free for it makes it free for us. Maybe not other countries.
It also depends on if you get advertisers. You can use advertising dollars to be able to support the minting of people getting on, depending
That is true.
on how it's set up. And then you can have a free version and you have a paid version.
What's it? What?
I don't know, man. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. It depends on how you're gonna have it. Like, every post you put, is it on chain, or is it or is the account itself on chain? So it depends.
It'd have to be every post. The account would just simply be the wallet. This wallet tweets this much stuff, this stuff, and then
Yeah, but that can become expensive.
why? It's every tweet is, let's say it's tweets in this case. People tweet a lot. Just people who tweet a lot. Elon hasn't stopped tweeting.
That's the guy.
Right? So one tweet costs 1 Satoshi.
How much is one Satoshi?
How much is 1 Satoshi? I just finished saying it.
I'm sorry. You
I said $1 is equivalent to about 9,000 Satoshis.
$1 is 9,000 Satoshis.
If my memory serves me right, 9,000, 6,000, but it's in the thousands for sure. Exactly. It's not free because it's not free. Depending on where you're.
Yeah, I see. Then maybe
It's cheap. Super cheap.
it'll be cheap. It'll be expensive in scale, though.
What do you mean?
Expensive to scale. Meaning,
Well, yeah,
if a company were to take that burden, it becomes expensive to
Yes.
scale.
Yes. Correct. Moving Twitter on chain, it's not going to be.
Or any social media platform.
Yeah, moving any social media.
No easy
platform.
task for sure, but it's gonna happen.
Creating a new one that's already decentralized might be easier.
Yes. Yeah. And it builds it up. Yeah, but the best way to do it would be with this genius man of Elon.
I think Elon.
If someone could figure it out, I'm pretty sure it's that guy.
I think he'll be able to hire the right person to figure it out.
No, I think he'll be able to figure it out.
Like, why don't we do this?
He brought Tesla engineers to look at the Twitter code to fix that shit.
Yeah,
He said it was dog shit.
I know one thing that he said is like everyone within the programming department has to be able to program. Like, not just like if you're a supervisor, you don't just make a comment and send it back to someone else. You need to be able to make the fix. It's like, what good are you as a supervisor?
No, I agree.
If you don't practice what you're doing.
No, I agree with that. Like,
that makes sense to me.
There are people who manage jobs.
If you're CTO of a company, you better know your stuff. Like, that's how it is. Not be ready to be replaced by someone else who's better.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if it should be like that, but yeah.
I mean, it's a hot take.
That's a hot take.
It's a hot take.
I just threw a hot take. If you don't know what you're doing, you're out. If you don't know at all what you're supposed
You got zero clue.
If you're a manager and you don't know how to manage your industry,
If you can try to figure it out, you can work with that.
like, you can work with it.
You can work with that.
That's funny. So you're saying no one should manage a position that they have not worked
Yes.
or know how to work?
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Or at least have worked or know how to work, or just imagine getting hired as a general manager for a restaurant and never being in a restaurant industry. You could try. You can do some stuff. It might not go to
You're right.
shits to the wall like immediately, but
like,
if you do that, then you gotta.
But what if you learn the job? I'm saying, what if that person gets hired and learns the job?
You could get away with it. Don't get me wrong. You could get away with it.
I'm saying that because Patrick Bet
It does
David.
happen. It does happen.
Patrick Bet David was hired by Morgan Stanley because he wrote a joke to them and made them laugh. And he said,
don't get me wrong. Yeah, people get jobs for knowing people.
and then now he becomes a G. I'm just saying you can't also do that, because that you lose the opportunities of the ones who become G's in their own respective rights.
Yes. So when it comes to working and like getting job opportunities, not what you know, it's who you know. Unfortunately, like, that's how it is. Like, that's a saying.
But that's how that person got his
That's a
CTO
saying.
job.
I understand that, but the CTO isn't the one who decides if he keeps a job or not.
Yeah, but so Elon saying that to me is like, okay, fair, great. Why were you? I'm not saying you didn't create a car company, But he doesn't run a car company. He runs a technology company that has a database. Take that away. How good are his cars? Should he be allowed? Is that right? I'm not saying he should.
No.
Is he the fraud in the industry? Because his cars, as much as you wanted, they still have issues.
Yeah, they do have issues.
And they've been around for a minute now. The guy's great, but grain of salt.
Yeah, of course.
A grain of salt everywhere.
A grain of salt everywhere.
No, but I do think I agree. You should know what you're doing.
Yeah, you should to a degree know what you're doing and be able to figure it out. Like,
yeah, 100%.
You can't. Okay, so I guess it's more towards the extreme, William. Like, you can't,
for sure.
You can't.
Someone has to
you can't be
here.
CTO and not know anything about code.
Facts.
Like, oh, can we do this? Do it. Like, oh no, bro. Like, can that be done?
Know
like,
your limit. Yeah, you should know the limitations of what what code is for sure.
Absolutely.
No, but someone has to play the other side.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm teaming every other day. I can't play.
I know. It's always good. Always good to have the dialogue.
I already tweeted. I'm on the list for the phone. I'm already on the list.
We're already on the list for the.
There's no phone list, and I'm on the list. Tesla phone, here I come.
Yeah, people look like they're very interested in Tesla releasing his Elon releasing his own.
I've been needing to buy a new phone anyways. Might as well be a Tesla.
Yeah,
phone.
because I think he was getting a lot of like trash for talking against Apple.
Well, a lot of people are trashing it.
So essentially, what Apple, their whole like censorship stuff, and then people were like, "Are you sure you want to be talking bad about Apple when you just bought Twitter and they could easily do the same thing to you?" And someone else is like, "That's simple. You just make his own phone." And he's like, "I'd hope that doesn't come to the case, but if it does, absolutely,
I could do that."
He's like, "No, he will."
Yeah, I'll have to make a new phone then.
Yeah,
and get my shits together.
And
then to be a road, you'll be like, you can only use for those grandfathered to Twitter. Those who are grandfathered into Twitter, great. On your accounts can only be accessed through my phone, or off of everyone else's.
Or he could be like a little like I think that I don't know.
That's too much of a G move. That's too much money that you're taking off the table. But that's baller though.
I don't know if this is like anti-competitive or something, but it'd be like, oh, if you want a Twitter account, you could get one on Android, but not on Apple.
No, he could do that. He owns the company.
Okay.
At this point, I don't know what monopoly is or isn't.
I don't know.
And if we really think about it, we don't know what monopoly is or isn't. The company that doesn't own the company owns the other company. It's a thing.
Yeah. These big tech giants are getting a little big.
They're starting to throw hands.
They're starting to do a lot of things. Like, besides the Disney,
that's of Apple. Is wild.
No, I mean, like okay, my bad. Disney 9 market cap. Besides, market cap is pretty big, but like, and just reach, like the amount of news networks and content that they release is insane.
Disney content?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like ESPN.
They bought ESPN. They bought Hulu.
Yeah, Hulu, Spotify.
Disney doesn't own Spotify.
Yeah, I don't know about Spotify.
What are you talking about, dude?
No, I was just thinking about this Hulu Spotify bundle. I was like, oh, it's like no, they don't got Hulu Spotify. They don't.
This guy.
Not Spotify.
So, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on in December? Like we talked about Art Basel. Are there any
Art
plans
Basel
for
this week? Yeah.
Yeah, but anything planned for December?
After the week of
because like
Art
there's
Basel,
a bitchin' spot I heard
there's
about.
a really big bitchin' spot. I was gonna say big. It's not big.
It's big enough.
It's big. It's a really really nice spot. It's called the Bend.
What's gonna be going on there that day?
A crypto happy hour.
Oh, that's right. On a Monday.
Sometimes crypto happy hour.
Yeah, on a Monday.
Hosted by us. Sometimes crypto.
The Unscripted Crypto Podcast.
Correct. We're gonna be having artists display some work there, and we personally are gonna be helping all the individuals who show up who are interested in creating their first crypto wallet or their second one
or their third.
We'll be helping.
We'll help you set up a wallet. It could be a wallet of your choice if you have one in mind. If not, we'll throw out a couple
that we know of. And if you come up with one that we had never heard of, we'll probably do it on ourselves also.
We'll get there.
Just to see how it is.
How it goes.
It's fun stuff.
Oh, you should probably also follow the Instagrams. Oh, and the Twitters.
The Instagrams and the Twitters.
Because we're on Twitters.
Yeah.
The Instagram is very simple. It was not taken. It's called Sometimes Crypto. It only follows myself and Alex. And the Twitter was taken.
Yeah, well, yeah, Sometimes Crypto was taken on Twitter. No.
A few things were taken.
Yeah, a few things were taken. Sometimes Crypto was just too long.
No, it was taken.
It was too long. Oh, it was taken. It was taken.
So the username for the Twitter, which has to be added to the descriptions. I'm saying this now so
I can remember.
they can remember twice.
Facts.
What is the Twitter handle?
SC_AGS.
SC_AGS, boys and girls.
It'll be, if you follow us on Instagram, I will be adding that onto our link tree also.
Yes. And then the link tree will also have the Instagram, where already has it.
The Instagram, yeah, Linktree already has Instagram.
Okay.
Linktree has Instagram, has the podcast, has YouTube.
Yep. We're also on YouTube. That gets posted every Thursday, just like the pod does. Video will be coming in the coming, just wait on it. It'll be here though.
We're making steps towards the video.
It's coming. It's on its way.
Yeah, we were just worried about like right now we just had a whole conversation before the pod about like memory, and we're like, oh, we'll find the memory.
Things need to be put in place to continue to make steps forward.
Infrastructure.
But I would definitely not want to miss next week. Could be
next week's going to be a very important episode for people who are involved in crypto already.
Yeah.
Mostly. That's
next week episodes for the crypto warriors out there.
The crypto warriors. Okay. Well,
been another week of your favorite podcast.
Favorite crypto podcast.
You were about to say episode.
Yeah, favorite episode.
It's not your favorite episode.
It's your favorite podcast.
It's your favorite podcast.
You heard it here.
Sometimes crypto.
Okay. Yeah, the Unscripted Crypto
guy.
Podcast.